My today's topic is insulators of a power system. Overhead line insulators are protected from high quality wet process porcelain or toughness glasses. Porcelain insulators are generally glazed in brown color overall exposed surface, but sometimes cream colored glazed insulators are also used in power system for insulation purpose. Following are the advantages of the glazed insulator over the porcelain. Number 1. The toughened glass insulators have greater puncture strength. Number 2. Toughened glass insulators possess greater mechanical strength, therefore there is less breakdown in transport of insulators. Next advantage is that they have high thermal shock resistance, therefore the chance from power flashover is less. And the next advantage, the life of toughened glass insulators are more. Now different types of insulators are there in power system. According to the voltage level and according to the application level, insulators are classed as different types. Like first one is the pin type insulator, and this insulator is very simple insulator. Pin insulator is supported on toughened steel pin or bolt, which is screwed to the supporting structure. The conductor is tied to the groove of the straight line position and side grooves in angle position by binding the wires. Single piece type pin insulators are used for lower voltage, but for higher voltage two or more pieces are connected together to provide the sufficient thickness of the porcelain and adequate the leakage path of the leakage path and or creepage path. So we know resistance is directly proportional to the length of the insulators or materials. So in case of high voltage system, the insulators is as a voltage is also a vital factor for protection. For high voltage insulator, double pin type insulator is used, and comparatively lower voltage single piece insulators are used. Pin type insulators are used for system voltage less than or equals to 33 kV. Beyond 33 kV, pin type insulators become uneconomical. That means the best operation of pin type insulator is in 11 kV. 33 kV is the higher range of this type of insulators, but beyond 33 kV pin type insulator may be designed, but the cost of the insulator is very high, so that is uneconomical. Now these are the two types of pin insulator, that is the single pin insulator and that is the double piece insulator. That single this in this insulator, this area is the insulation path and that is the pin is designed with the metal structure and screwed with the porcelain, and this is the glazed porcelain or toughened porcelain, and that is the metal pin. Pin is generally attached with the steel tower and the insulator is connected with the transmission line. This is called the upper grooves and this edge is called the side grooves. For straight line, when the wire is placed in straight way, then the wire is placed in this position, that is the upper grooves. When the wire is bent or in some lanes, then the wire is bending in this region. So that is the two piece type insulator, and this insulator is used comparatively higher voltage range. Now the next point is the suspension type insulators. The cost of pin type insulator as the working voltage is increased, therefore beyond 33 kV pin type insulator is uneconomical. For this reason, high voltage line insulators by means of suspension insulators, in which the line conductors are suspended below the point of the support by means of insulators. A string of suspension insulator is developed by joining a different number of these together for high voltage lines. Now the advantages of suspension type insulator. There are some advantages of suspension type insulator that first of all I like to say about the suspension type insulator. Suspension type insulator is not a overall single unit insulator. This is in this insulator there are so many units which are connected in chain wise. So the each and every insulators are called a unit. Now the advantages. Each insulator is designed for comparatively lower working voltage around 11 kV, and the insulation for any required voltage can be obtained by using a string of suitable number of discs. So in suspension type insulator, different number of units are present. Each and every unit carries 11 kV. Suppose in high voltage transmission line, if we can observe there are three number of discs, then we can consider there is 33 kV line, because each disc is carry 11 kV voltage. So 3 into 11, that is 33 kV. If the six number of disc insulators are developed a string in transmission system, then we can consider that is 66 kV. That means 11 kV per disc into 6 number of discs. So total voltage is 11 kV. Next, point number 2. In the event of failure of insulator one unit, instead of the whole string has to be replaced. That is a vital issue. Next, in the event of an increase in opportunity the voltage of the line, this can be met by adding a required number of unit to the each string instead of replacing all insulators as would necessary in time. So if we can use the pin type insulator, suppose in case of 66 kV, if we can use the pin type insulator, then this insulator is designed only for the 66 kV. But in future, if we try to change the voltage level beyond 66 kV, then we can replace the 66 kV insulator and then install the new insulator. But if we can design the whole system with suspension insulator, then we cannot change the overall insulators. We just add one single unit of disc which carries the 11 kV. So we already know that our transmission voltage is the multiplied value of the 11. That means 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV, 132 kV. Why? Because each disc is carrying 11 kV. So how many discs are available in a whole insulators? That is total depends upon the supply voltage. For 33 kV, 3 number of discs are used. For 66 kV, 6 number of discs are used. And for 132 kV, 12 number of discs are used. Next, the mechanical stress are reduced since the line is suspended flexibility. So mechanical stress are also reduced in this type of system. Cycle type insulator. These insulators are usually used for low voltage overhead lines. The conductor is held at the place between the clamp and the insulator and fixed along the grooves of the insulator using soft wires of the same materials as the conductors. Now the strain insulators. This is the strain insulators. Normally suspension type insulator cannot take the horizontal tension where the line is bending or where the line terminated. There are the jumper is present in this type of insulator which connect the two end of the transmission lines. So these are the jumper, and this jumper, the jumper is connected with a wire which give the mechanical strength of the joint. Now this is a vital term, that is creepage distance, and these terms are related with the insulate characteristics of the insulator. The shorter distance or sum of the shorter distance along with the contour of the external surface of the porcelain insulators, those parts which normally have the operating voltage between them. So this distance is called creepage distance. Suppose this is a porcelain insulator, this is a porcelain pin type insulator, and the distance between this point, that means the midpoint of the grooves, and this distance, you follow the arrow. So this distance is called the creepage distance of an insulator, which is starting from the midpoint of the grooves and ending from the into the pin, and this shortest distance is called the creepage distance. Now the another vital term related with the insulator is called the protected creepage distance. Now what is protected creepage distance? That part of this is the part of the creepage distance on the illuminated side of the insulators which would lie on the shadow of if the light were projected on the insulators in a direction at 90 degree to the axis of the insulators. So if the light is projected horizon, if the light is projected in this angle, then the shadow part is like this. So this part is called, this distance is called the protected creepage distance. These are the two vital parts related with the breakdown of the insulators. Now the breakdown of the insulators, which is also called the electrical failure. There are two types of breakdown present in insulator. One is called the flashover, another is called puncture. That is the unwanted issue breakdown. So there are two types of breakdown. One is flashover, another is puncture. Flashover is called the temporary breakdown, whereas the puncture is called the permanent breakdown. Flashover is caused by an arc discharge between the conductor and earth through the air surrounding the insulators. The flashover voltage reduced considerably by moisture and the surface deposits. Puncture is a type of breakdown of solid insulators between high voltage conductor and the grounded in support. In case of puncture, the arc passes through the body of the insulator. Puncture causes the permanent damage of the insulator. That is, in puncture, if the puncture take place, the insulator cannot be used again and again. Next, however, the flashover is not a permanent failure, and the insulator can be used when the flashover stops. Flashover voltage is lower than the puncture voltage. That is very true, because at first flashover occurs in insulator. After flashover, if the voltage is also increased gradually, then the puncture will be take place in the insulators. Therefore, flashover should occur before the puncture. The ratio of the puncture voltage to the flashover voltage is called the factor of safety of the insulator. So that is the factor of safety. During dry condition, flashover take place only through the shortest air path, whereas it wet condition it would be partly throughout the air path and partly through the weight of the conductor and insulator surface.